In Utah, we're often taught that healing looks a very specific way, but underneath the surface of the beehive state, there's a small growing community of rebels, actively changing what that path should look like. These are the seekers, the healers, and the neighbors you didn't know were looking for the same thing you are. I'm here to find real stories of Utahns using psychedelics to break the mold, find their peace, and build a new kind of community. This is Utah's Hidden Path.
First, let's start off with your name.
David Burley.
David Burley.
Yes.
Great.
From Salt Lake. Been around the psychedelic community. There's Andy. She's the director here, I guess.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah. So I know the community. I've helped volunteer here in the past.
Oh, sweet.
And I've done
Beautiful.
Burning Man stuff, and so I've been in that
Awesome.
community.
How about let's start from the beginning?
Oh,
What
go
got you
ahead.
into psychedelics? What got you into the culture? Was there like a linchpin event that was like, okay, I need something different in my life and I'm looking for change? Was there something like that?
Well, I used to be LDS. I used
Okay.
to be very active LDS, married in the temple. And I think the thing that led to me leaving the church was actually marijuana.
Really?
My ex-wife had depression, and so we were looking for all of the solutions. He was out of control,
Yeah.
and we were desperate, and I was LDS, and I talked to my president, and he's like, if I were you, he's like, I can't believe you're still married, number one. Number two, if I were you, I'd go to get a medical card, see if that works.
Sure.
So we went down there, and we got the brownies, and I'd taken it, so I was a little used to it, but it's been 18 years or something.
Sure.
And so we chopped up these little pieces, and I'm like, honey, it's here, honey, here, honey. but so I'm just chewing on them, and then I took too much. I mean, it was the early days, so these things had to be powerful.
Yeah.
I was basically like a psychedelic trip. I just
Really
became a child again, and
And
I'm
act
just
like
like
psychedelics.
looking around. I was all shy with my wife.
Yeah.
Can I sit there,
Yeah.
So she loved it because I would drink so, it's just cute.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, I was really struck with that wasn't a sin.
Okay.
That wasn't a sin. How is this sinful? How is God up in heaven going, oh, So it really was like the first time I was like, this is a true contradiction.
Sure.
And then it just from there,
Kind of has
I
that
went on Reddit, and
Yeah.
then that started the whole full break from the church. So
Okay, so you break from the church. Then what brought you into this kind of psychedelic community?
I think the Burning Man thing,
Okay, yeah,
just being exposed to drugs, I guess. You can call
Sure.
them drugs, and experimenting and having
Yeah.
festivals are a great little bubble universe where you can challenge thoughts, you can
Sure.
challenge paradigms, you can have a different experience and interact with people in a different way,
Yeah.
and not be judged. And
Yeah.
it's a safe place,
sure.
and it's an appropriate place to do such things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some very profound experiences of psychedelics at festivals.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some pretty good ones.
Cool.
I'll tell one. I'll tell a quick one. I took enough mushrooms that year. I did 9 grams.
Wow. Okay.
We
Yeah,
were-
that's a
we
lot
were-
like the heroes,
it's
right?
a giant bag, and you just
Yeah.
started taking it.
Yeah.
And at one point, I was so pretty elevated in the cartoon world. It was
Yeah.
that heavy.
Wow.
And I felt called to go out into the wilderness like I usually do.
Yeah.
And I stepped off of the road from the festival, like the perimeter road, just
Yeah.
into some sagebrush, and instantly felt this connection with the earth, just this instant
Yeah.
connection. And I looked down on the plant,
Okay.
and this little plant is kind of, staring up at me, and I felt it's like sentience, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can sense its sentience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is a being. This is the thing. May not have the same cognitive structure I do, but it's
Sure.
a sentient entity.
Right.
So I looked down and was profoundly struck by this. And then I look up and I see all of the plants in the whole desert. And I saw this light emanate from this plant and
Whoa.
shot out to all of the other plants connected with this light.
Yeah.
Out towards the desert. And when it hit the horizon, it then went between the stars. So it went up to the stars.
Oh,
So it's just this
wow.
continuous realization that everything's connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I talked to God. God came, his presence, some God,
Wow.
some higher
Yeah,
being,
yeah,
some
sure.
greater entity came to me at that time. He just came. I'm like, oh, there you are. Holy shit. I didn't know you, like a friend you didn't know you
Yeah.
had,
Sure.
and it was
Yeah.
the most closest friend. That's how I describe it. It's your closest friend.
That's
It
beautiful.
was so beautiful. I
Yeah.
had asked him questions. I was having a hard time with my daughter. I remember this. My youngest child was we could not figure out what the problem was.
Yeah.
And I asked him about that, and he said, look into her eyes, more eye contact. And I saw her face,
Yeah.
and it was the perfect answer.
Really.
I went home
Wow.
and just looked at her. I could read her and see what she needed. And it was the most beautiful answer. I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I was on
Maybe-
cloud 9, and I was just given this powerful message from God, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's some guy on some throne somewhere,
Yeah.
but I do think there's something.
Amazing.
And I'm like, what do I do? What do I just say to people? And it's a don't worry, it'll come to you when it's time to say this. It'll just come naturally.
Yeah.
And he said, can I speak? Can I tell someone? He says, all right, I'll line someone up for you to tell.
Sure.
So I leave. I come back on the road, and the first person I see in this crowds of 1,000 people
Yeah.
was one of my best friends. And he's like, look, and I'm like, and I went and I told him the whole story. And he's like, oh, that's cool, David. Okay. You okay? You're gonna be fine? I'm fine.
Yeah. Dude, that's so cool. So before then, did you feel like you had the same or a different or even any sort of connection to divinity or God? Or
it was a tough time because I left the church, and so my feeling on God was I was hostile. The whole paradigm had crumbled, and so I was agnostic. So this was kind of the first experiences feeling a connection.
So do you think it'd be fair to credit like psychedelics with like a reactivation?
It would never have happened if it wasn't for psychedelics.
Wow. That's
it just opened. It's there for us all without the psychedelics.
Right.
But I don't think I would have had that experience. I would not have had that experience without the psychedelics.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It was amazing.
That's such a cool story.
I love that story. And I have many others since.
Yeah.
And I find that I've been doing meditating, and I can get some of these states without the drugs. Sure is your brain cannot conceive of the paradigm shifts that happen without a door opener.
Yeah.
And it's probably why it's been illegal. I mean, systems of control don't like people with. But anyway, I'll leave it on a positive note.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Thank you, man. Remind me your name again. David. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I give you a hug, David?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Good story.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it a lot. I'll take that from you. Thanks. You want to share one? Yeah.
I don't have any ideas, but you can interview me.
For sure.
Come out.
Yeah. So tell me your name.
Michael.
Michael. What was your first psychedelic experience? What brought you into the community?
Well, my first psychedelic experience would have been before any community.
Oh, okay.
When I finally met people, it was I was very drawn to plant medicines in general. I don't know if it was a spiritual thing or if it was just a curiosity for altered states.
Sure.
So I had been researching ayahuasca. At the time, I didn't know anybody who knew what it was.
What's the time frame? When is this?
Oh boy, 20 years ago.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, just trying to understand the climate in which this is at.
Yeah. So I got a job, and my coworker said, "Do you know what ayahuasca is?" And I was like, "How do you know what that is?"
Yeah.
And she was from Florida.
Okay.
And they had made it, and they never did it. And they had it back in Florida. And so I had, at the time, ordered plants and tried to brew it myself, not really knowing anything.
Sure.
And I had some vision, some visuals, and I was like, if that's what this is doing, I am interested, because I could see with my eyes closed, right?
Yeah.
So she says, well, why don't you call my friend? I said, I would like to do it again, but I would like to have somebody who knows what they're doing, and preferably a ceremony.
Right.
So she goes, well, I have a friend, you can call him. I call him up, and I said, hey man, I'm looking for a ceremony. I'd like it. Or I'm looking for the medicine, ideally a ceremony. He goes, oh, I don't live in Utah anymore. Call my friend.
Call this guy. Yeah.
And I call him, and I tell him pretty much what I just told you.
Sure.
And he said when and where. And so
Wow.
we worked. And so then with that girl and her boyfriend, we ended up doing a mini little ceremony. He came to the house and started brewing. And I remember right away, like we were all kind of joyful and loud. And
Sure.
he was starting to do, and there was like a blanket of energy came over it. And like, oh, we need to be,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. We need to respect.
respectful.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we had that. And I felt like at the time I was being given something, or a look into a reality or a people that felt like I felt very unique and special to have. Like I was blown away that I could have the opportunity to see in this way. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because it really opens up your perception.
Right.
And from there, I ended up going to larger ceremonies with this person.
Right.
And there were some shamanic rites we were doing as part of this.
Right.
Stuff that came out of Peru, or not Peru, anyway.
Is it like the Shibiri tradition? Is that? I've talked to some people who've mentioned that.
It might have been. It was
Okay.
Moon Key rites.
Okay.
So before 2012.
Gotcha.
And then Nusa Carpe rites, which is a really old thing. We
Gotcha.
go down to the desert.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do research. I've not heard of any of this, but
Yeah, it's there's a school here in Utah actually that teaches some of this stuff.
okay, gotcha.
The Four Winds.
The Four Winds School.
Four Winds Society, yeah. They
Okay.
teach some of this stuff. Anyway, so when we went to these larger ceremonies, that's when I met people. I'm like, oh wow, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
other people like me.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I really felt like I found my tribe.
Yeah.
And that's evolved over time, and my journey has evolved. But
Yeah.
that was the first time I was like, oh, there's other people here.
Yeah.
And then there's pockets. The way Utah crosses over in its circles is crazy.
Right.
Whether it's an ecstatic dance or a medicine community or just people are into healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a strange crossover of people.
It really is.
And there's a certain vibe, and
Yeah.
you'll notice there's a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
Not everybody's interested in experiencing things that are otherworldly.
Right.
It's a certain type of character, I think.
Yeah. I think so.
And yeah, so that's
That's
kind of how I
awesome.
got introduced. And then I went to ceremonies, and then when the shamans would come through, you would hear about it. And so
Yeah.
I'd go to those, and then we
So-
do our own.
Yeah. So one thing I'm hearing from a lot of people is that they're finding this community after kind of abandoning or leaving a different faith tradition.
Oh,
It sounds like you're unique in that regards, where at least with the people I've talked to so far, where this was kind of your introduction to spirituality, to a bigger connected spiritual community.
yeah.
Is
yeah.
that fair?
I was a spiritual seeker,
Sure.
so I was borderline unhealthy, looking for enlightenment.
Okay.
I was involved in the church. I went on a mission,
Oh, you did? Okay.
but I was already at that point was like looking for the answer.
Gotcha.
So my seeking led me into it and right back out, and psychedelics were on the other
Wow.
side.
Gotcha.
And so when I was doing psychedelics, I was exploring. It wasn't just party, and I was like, does this really have value?
Yeah.
And so I kind of, as a connoisseur, I would take things and evaluate them.
Sure.
Does this
Yeah.
have value?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was curious about the salvia presentation. I don't know when that is, because that one I wasn't so sure about the value.
Yeah.
I was like, this one's
thought the
just
same thing.
weird.
Yeah, for sure.
You
You
know?
hear stories of people on salvia like experiencing entire lifetimes.
Oh, I've known people who've had
before
that.
they come out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, full past life experiences with
Yeah.
memories.
Wild.
Yeah. So that one's a weird one, but
Yeah.
no, it's a solid community, and people are very loving in it. They're very, compassionate, present people.
Yeah, for sure.
Is what I've found, and that's nice to find. But I think you're correct that the culture exists because when you leave a structured religion, you don't have anything to fall back on, and so people go to ecstatic dance, they go to ayahuasca ceremonies,
Yeah.
and they learn about crystals, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it gets a little hokey.
Yeah, for sure. That's okay though. Everyone's got their things, right?
It's definitely got
Cool.
a culture. So
What remind me your name again?
Michael Pierce.
Michael.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it
Yeah.
so much. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the festival.